which businesses can you start that have a very low barrier of entry, meaning it doesn't cost you anything to get started, there are no complicated tasks, and it's just very easy to get into. Well, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about in this video, but I just want to quickly say that there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. All of these side hustles I'm mentioning still require work, even though the barrier of entry is easy with no money. They're not going to make you millionaires overnight, and if that's what you're looking for, I suggest you keep looking because, well, I don't think they exist, and if you do ever find them, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I don't think they exist. I want to add, this video is sponsored by Xyro, and we're going to be talking more about Xyro a bit later on in the video. But for now, let's get into the 4 different business ideas. The first business idea is incredibly easy to get into, and it's being a VA, a virtual assistant. This requires no money, little complications, very easy tasks, and you can start making money as fast as you can get your first job, which shouldn't be very difficult. A virtual assistant is someone that can do a whole range of different tasks, be it scheduling, phone calling, planning, very easy tasks for someone who just simply doesn't have the time to do it. Now, depending on who your client is, you may be asked to do something slightly more unique, like writing up bullet points, taking notes of videos, or doing whatever it may be, who knows? But the point is, the tasks aren't complicated tasks. The best part about this side hustle is it can work for almost everyone because you can dictate how many hours you have available. So if you only have 2 hours in the day, then be a VA for 2 hours in the day. Or if you're, a stay-at-home mom and you have like 5 hours or 4 hours in the day in the afternoon when your kids are at school or something, then that's how many hours that you can do. It's completely up to you. In terms of where to find VA jobs, you can go to places like Upwork, Fiverr, Craigslist, Indeed, LinkedIn. There's a whole bunch of different platforms where you can either post your own services or find someone in need of a virtual assistant. And in terms of how much to charge, well, compare yourself to other people. So have a look at what other VAs are charging and make sure you note down all of your specific skills. So for example, if you're really good at Photoshop, that's really good. If you're good at Premiere Pro, that's really good. If you have a social media background, these are all really good things. Imagine your resume, right? Imagine your CV. The more you can put on it, the more you can charge, the better you sound to someone. Now, of course, you're always going to have that thing where you don't have reviews, you don't have any feedback at the beginning, and that's completely okay. So at the beginning, maybe don't charge as much as you want to, just build yourself up a bit, and then you can start charging slightly more. The second idea is building people's websites. Now, wait. I know I said low barrier of entry, and building a website sounds like an incredibly complicated task, but that's exactly where Xyro come into it. Xyro is a drag and drop website builder where you could literally build a website in 20 minutes. And I've actually built websites for people in the past and charged upwards of £1,000, and people are happy to pay it. The cool thing about Xyro is it's really easy to use. It's, like I said, drag and drop. You don't really need any specific skills. And because it's so cheap, it's very easy for you to tell your client who you're building the website for, we're going to use the platform Xyro, what do you think? And they'll happily pay for it. And the cool thing I actually like about this method, this way of making money is you can build this custom website for your client, okay? Or for anyone, or for yourself for that matter, but let's say for your client, you can build this custom website. You can charge maybe 500, 600, even £1,000 or dollars for it. And then what you can do, which will make it really unique, is you can create a little video tutorial or sit down with them for like an hour or 2 hours and show them how they can continuously manage their website. Because one of the most annoying things about having a website built is not knowing how to manage it, not understanding code, not knowing how to add a blog post or to change a page title or to do anything like that. And that's where Xyro, I find, is really useful, because with my clients that I've done websites for in the past, I sat down with them for an hour. I've shown them how to, keep up with their website and how to change little things, and they've really liked that. And if you're thinking, well, if Xyro is so easy, well, this is my thinking, and this is, how I came about to making websites for people. They don't have time. They simply don't have time, even if it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, they don't have time to make something that they want. They would rather pay someone. The same way you have people paying photographers or video editors or, anything in any industry. It's because the individual doesn't have time, doesn't want to spend time making a website, so they can pay you to make a website for them. Now, this is just one way you can use the platform Zyro. There are so many different ways you can use this platform. You can use it as a print-on-demand website, you can use it as a blog, you can use it as just your personal branding website. It's got everything, and I actually use it for my website. You can go check my website out, shimmymorris.com. I use it. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. And with the link in the description, you can get a further 10% discount on whatever price you see on their website. So, if you see a certain price, an extra 10%, the link is in the description. In terms of how long this side hustle could take you to start making money, to start getting clients, well, that totally depends on how quickly you can get a job. And it's very similar to being a VA in the sense that you will post a job on the same kind of websites like Upwork, Indeed, all of these different types of websites, and hopefully people will hire you for the job. Now, make sure you price yourself competitively, especially if you're coming in with no reviews and no feedback of any sort, right? You just want to make sure you get that first client. They will hopefully lead you onto your second, your third, and your fourth client. And this is another one of those side hustles where you control exactly how much time you want to focus on it. So if you only want to do 2 hours a day, that's totally okay. Just make sure, if you're building someone a website, you tell them, if the website's going to take you 10 hours, you tell them this is going to take me 5 days because you're only doing 2 hours a day, or however you want to work it out. The next one is social media managing, but we're going to break this down to specific social media platforms so that you can be more targeted when trying to find a specific job. I would recommend one of these 3 platforms: TikTok, Pinterest, and Instagram. The reason why I'm recommending one of those 3 platforms is because they're the least time consuming, they're the easiest to get results so the client is even happier, and they're not that difficult for you to actually do the work. You can create the content so much more easily than a YouTube video or Facebook video or something like that. These are just easy platforms to run. You won't need any money to get started. There are no overly complicated tasks. Literally anyone can do this, and the kind of things you're going to be doing is liking, commenting, posting daily, all the normal things that you probably do on social media anyway, except now you're doing it for someone else and you're getting paid for it. And down the line, if you get a few different clients all paying you, you could start your own little agency, your social media managing agency. That would be the goal. Imagine having 10 clients all paying you $500 every single month to run their little social media platforms. Okay, eventually down the line, you could start hiring people. Now, I know we're just talking about small side hustles that you can do for a couple of hours a day, but the reason I like this one the most is because it starts small, and if you're seeing good money being made, it can lead into something big. There's room for growth. Whereas some of the ideas that are out there, you're kind of stuck, right? You're stuck at this level and there's nowhere to grow. There's nowhere to make it bigger. But with social media managing, you can employ people. You can have a whole team. You could be managing hundreds of different companies' social media channels. So there is so much room to grow. Now, in terms of finding clients, well, where's the best place to find clients? On these social media platforms. They literally have hundreds of millions of users. So if you message, 20 or 30 people a day per platform, it wouldn't surprise me if after a week you already have 1 or 2 clients. Now, in terms of how much to charge them, this is something you might have to do a bit of research on to find out what you want to charge, but you can start as little as $200 or $300 per month to manage, their Instagram, do a daily post, to like, to comment, to do all the kind of engagement, but it's totally up to you. I would recommend starting small and then slowly increasing your prices, just because, again, you don't have a portfolio of accounts that you've managed. So by starting small, you can build up this portfolio of accounts so that getting new clients becomes easier and easier and easier. And the last low barrier of entry business to get into is print on demand. Now, I say this with a pinch of salt because yes, it may require no money depending on the platform you're using, and the designs, you may not need any design knowledge because you could just do a 2-word or 1-word basic design. So in that sense, yes, it's a very easy business to get into, little barrier of entry. However, in terms of actually making money with print on demand, and that's where it gets a bit more difficult than the other ideas I just said. Print on demand is where you create designs, you put them on different products, be it t-shirts, mugs, face masks, whatever they may be. Then you put them on certain platforms like Redbubble, you've got Amazon, you've got Etsy, you've got Teechip, you've got tons of different platforms that you can put the designs onto. So once you upload your design onto that platform, hopefully a customer or a potential customer comes and sees it, they buy your product, right? And what happens next is that company goes and ships or creates and ships that item out to the customer. You don't have to do any manual work yourself. You don't have to lay out any money. You just get a cut of the profit. And that's why I say it's a very easy barrier of entry job, except, like I said, getting that customer, right, is not easy. You're competing with a lot of people over very similar designs. And even then, getting that customer, it's hard. It's really hard. Out of these 4 ideas, this print on demand idea is definitely the slowest in terms of making money, right? I mean, look, you could be a miracle child and tomorrow, you get sales, but more realistically, the chances are you're going to upload designs and after a long while, maybe you'll start seeing some sales and maybe it'll be a snowball effect and you'll get more and more and more, but it does take longer than the other ideas. The hard truth is we don't really have control over how successful we're going to end up being. It's all down to those print on demand companies and if they're pushing our products out, if we're on the first page, if we're getting sales like that. So it's really out of our control when it's about getting sales unless you have a large social media following or you're running advertising to your designs. In that case, then you're in a bit more control, but that's obviously difficult and we're talking about easy, low barrier of entry side hustles. Now, the main benefit is you're fully in control over how much time you want to spend on this business, be it 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 hours in a day, whatever it is, you're fully in control. The only difference is if this is your full-time income, then obviously you're going to want to try and focus as much time on it as possible. But if you just want a simple, fun side hustle, you have an hour spare every single day, then why not? Give it a go, see what happens. If you don't make money from it, you'll probably learn a lot on the way. And if you do make money from it, it's a win-win, brilliant, right? You either learn a lot and you don't make money, or you learn a lot and you do make money. But at the end of the day, it is a fun business. It's a lot of fun making designs, uploading designs, and I have a lot of videos on my channel if you are new here about how to get started with print on demand. These ideas are perfect for side hustles, for stay-at-home mums, for someone who doesn't want to have a full-time job, who just wants to dedicate a couple of hours to making a bit of extra money. And hopefully they do earn you a bit of money that could go towards something down the line that's a lot bigger. Maybe you're investing in something, maybe you're saving up for something, maybe you want to start a big business and you just need that capital. Hopefully these 4 ideas can help with that. At the end of the day, everyone has to realize making money isn't one of those things that is just easy and you can do without any effort at all. Now, we're trying to do as little effort as possible, right? The smallest barrier of entry, but we have to be realistic. And of course, you could invest in Dogecoin and become a millionaire, or invest in GameStop when it was big, but that's not realistic and it's incredibly volatile, it's risky, and there's no guarantees, right? There's no guarantees with anything, but with stuff like that, it's just so risky and there's no way of really knowing. So I want to try and give you ideas that I find are realistic, that yes, take a bit of work, but hopefully have huge potential. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite. And again, if you do want to get access to Zyra at 10% extra off, the link is in the description, so be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching.